Hail to you. Welcome to Chunkcast. Grab your drinking horn and gather around the fire pit as we discuss comics, gaming, movies, and pop culture. Like and subscribe if you haven't already to become a member of the Chunk Call, Skal.
Yes, greetings, Skal to you. Praise be to you. Oh, yes, indeed. So good. I'm glad we're back here for another episode. And I just want to say thank you straight off the bat. My last bunch of videos have done relatively well, considering I've been quite inactive here in recent months. But the last one I put up here about being the change that you want to be, that did really well. At least 4 times the amount of views that I normally get. So thank you to those who checked that out, and also the new subscribers. There's been a bunch of you that have joined since that last one, so welcome. I didn't expect that at all, so thank you very much, and welcome, and hopefully you stick around. So with that out of the way, what do I want to talk about today? So I guess more on that kind of positivity, right, the mindset change. What do you want to do moving forward? Changes, in life, and being thankful, right? There's a games industry, there's a comic book industry, there's your personal industry, I guess I'll call it, about what you want to do, like who you are and what you want to do moving forward. And it's a bit of that going on in this conversation. So we'll keep it free and easy. I'm not going to structure this too much, just be a casual conversation between you and me. But first off, I just want to share my screen just quickly and just to thank all the new friends and faces around here. So I haven't been there for a long time. Like, that's more than what I normally get. So thank you. These new subscribers here, you can see there's 5 of you this month that joined and found my channel. So thank you very much. I've been dabbling with doing some live streams and that here and there, just with some events, and that's kind of fun, which I think drove some of the traffic there. But it was definitely the Be the Change You Want to Be video, which drove some of that traffic. I've been a bit busy, so just bouncing off the top of that with some of the extra traffic that's happening here. I've been building up my website a bit here, so koalaink.com, and I've added a bunch of links here, as you can see. Cushion Harold's there, Guardian of Honor, Last Wagman, all the projects that I'm planning to do. I've deleted some stuff in here, so some of the content's a bit old, but there's some concept art there for my own personal Power Ranger that I created for a fan project I wanted to do. And here's where I've put a path forward where I'm wanting to build out my KIU, so Koala Ink universe, my own comic book world, my own comic book universe. So I want to just build this out as a reveal. So first off is Guardian of Honor. He's the first one there. So the next 4 slots in here are going to be other projects that I'm working on building out that universe. So just a bit of an example of that. So I've been a little busy there. And just getting my own personal website, unclechunt.com, up to date. I'm working with a friend of mine to move this over to a different hosting service, and what that looks like going forward, because I want to utilize it more, and I'm paying for it. And it's just been there, so I want to use it, right? So every time I mention something about what I'm doing, I'm going to refer to my websites, and they're going to just be a bit of a hub space for all my socials and channels and whatnot. Just easier to refer to my website rather than go, I'm here and here and here and here and here. So, so I've been dabbling in some merch as well. I'm not trying to sell you anything right here, but I want to tell you that I've bought my own merch right now, right? Just to see what it looks like. So I've got a Kujibone Harold shirt that I ordered, as you can see on screen here. I ordered myself one because I want to see what it looks like, how the quality is. And I've also ordered myself a Chunkcast shirt and a Koala Ink shirt and a Chunkcast cap, right? Because I'm all about it at the moment, right? I want to put myself out there, put myself forward, obviously working on the Kujibone Harold book, right? So I want to start dabbling in what I can make available, not just for myself. I'm going to be my own billboard, right? I'm going to be my biggest fan and put it out there. So why not, right? Put my money where my mouth is, and if it's good stuff, if the quality is good, then I'll let you know about it, and it'll be up to you if you want to support me and my endeavors in this channel and everything else that I'm doing through that way. And I'll tell you where to get that when the time comes. But also, just want to get this cover up here on my screen just quick. So hopefully I've got it here. Let me just get rid of this for a second. Here. So this is the cover. This is a small part of it. This is a cover of my Coogee Brown Harold book. Very simple. It might look a bit like there's a lot of white space, but the spine, you can see where the KI logo is and the Coogee Brown Harold book 1 and the Uncle Chunt logo. That's there down the side there. That's the spine of the book. I'll show an actual hard copy or a render or something next time, but I just thought I'd quickly bring this up. Just an example of that. This is just the front of it. I want to keep it simple because the whole concept, it starts simple when you read the book. It starts off very innocent, very childish, but as some of my friends and family I've shown, the book does sway really hard. It swings quite hard at a certain part of the book, and all kinds of sinister and dark things start popping up. So I wanted the front of the book and just the overall package to be that innocence, because I don't want to lose that as I'm building this book out. Like, the innocence is the underlying thread throughout all of it, which I feel makes it all the more humorous with all the stuff that happens during the events of. So yeah, I've been a bit busy, and I guess I wanted to use that as a bit of a conversation starter, right? Not just to promote my own stuff here, but start a conversation around it, because I have had some other chats with people that I know of, between just between days or between events or whatever you want to say, and they're just in the rut, and I'm in the rut too. We're all in a rut. We don't know what we want to do. We're stuck, and look, the only thing I could do, which is what everybody says, and it sounds it sounds a bit like, oh man, yeah, of course it is, but it's true, right? I started this book to give myself something simple to start with, to get the habit going, to get the routine going, to get the mindset going and getting out of my own way, right? And I've tried to tell them the same thing. So I'm like 150 pages now at last count. I went through and just rearranged some pages and got rid of some. Today, actually, I've just finished wrapping up a weekend of just getting pages out. So I think I did about 20 or close to 30 pages this weekend for this book. So I think I'll be able to get this book done this week if I just really nut down and get it done. Well, that's my goal this week, is to get the last 2 chapters of this book done and in the book and uploaded to Amazon KDP, and I'm going to order my copy. I'll proof it myself. I personally don't want to afford or spend the money on ordering myself a proof. I'll proof it myself on my computer, and whatever it is what it is, right? I have my color matching pretty well set on my computer here, so I know what the pages look like. And I don't have any control from Amazon's side, right, or where they get their pages printed and what their books are. So the quality is what it is, and I've done a lot of research as far as reading reviews and watching other people's product reveals going through Amazon KDP, and it's gotten a lot better over the last, I think, 5 years. I think the service has been up there for, and I know there's other options out there. So look, if this doesn't work out and the quality isn't that great, I'll upload it somewhere else. I'm not tied. There's no exclusivity that I'm really committing to on Amazon. So I'm just trying it because it's the lowest entry point for me. It doesn't cost me anything to upload it and put a book up there. So where there are other outlets that it does. So let's just start one foot after the other, right? So what does it look like going forward? Hopefully in a few more episodes, you'll see I'll have a physical copy of the book in my hand, right? And I'll do a reveal. I want to do a trailer for it, and it'll be over the Koala Ink channel, like I said last week. And if you guys and gals, the analytics say 100% of my audience is male, so for you blokes would like a copy, or if you got kids that might enjoy it, it is geared towards kids, but I think there's enough in there for adults to get something out of it too. So check it out. What does it mean for you? So I'm just saying, like, as an example, I'm the example at the moment. I've decided to walk my own walk. artistically, and taking care of the health and all that kind of stuff. Instead of saying I'm going to do it, yeah, I'll do it, yeah, I'll do it, or yeah, I should do something about it, yeah, I should do something about it. But I am doing something about it. I can say that now. I am doing something about it. I'm through about 75% of the book, completing it, right? And the last 2% is just QA, right? So once all the pages are done, I'll go through every page. If I have to retouch something or adjust the font or whatever it is in the last 2%, then I'll do it. And I can't wait. So in maybe in a week or 2 weeks, I can say finally I'll be a published artist and author, I guess, because I wrote the book too. So just saying, there's all of us, and I know I'm speaking to it because I've had these conversations the last couple of weeks, that there's a lot of people like myself out there, and like yourself maybe, that you don't know what to do or when to start or how to start. But it sounds, again, I'm going around circles here, but it sounds, what's the word I'm looking for? Someone's probably yelling it at my screen what I'm looking for. Like, it sounds obvious. It's not the word I'm looking for. It sounds obvious when someone says it. You're like, oh, you just have to start. It's like, okay, cool. So what is that thing that you want to do, right? Whether it's picking up an instrument, learning how to draw something, getting into arts and crafts, getting a certificate in something, well, what is it? What's stopping you from doing it? Financially, obviously that's everybody's got a financial blocker in place. If you don't, then lucky to you. You're in the minority who money's not an issue, but for a lot of us, money is an issue, right? So what can you do? Well, you just have to plan it out one step in front of the other and just follow the plan. And the plan will change over time. Life will happen. Events happen all the time, but you just got to weave with the changes. And then eventually you can say, in about 6 months' time, I'm sounding like a bloody self-help bloody channel at the moment, which is not me. But anyway, I'm just trying to give you some advice from my own experience here, because I'm this much closer. For saying for years that I want to do a book. I've been saying it for years. I want to get something on my projects done. I want to work on my projects. I want to do this thing. All right. And you just have to realize everything around you, you can't control everything, right? If you've got a job that's high demand or it's stressful, you can't control a lot of that. Like, it is what it is, but you can control how you handle it or how you navigate it outside of those hours, right? So what do you choose to do? Right, I just went through a very stressful period, not just with my health, but with work, right? And it just had to be a matter of like, well, what do I need to do to get through this? So I had some options, and I took some, and they worked out for me, right? I was able to focus on my health, get that under control. I have a path forward now for that. I just have to stay that path, and hopefully I don't fall off again and have another issue. But that's fine, right? Cool. So I've got a plan there. All right. So that freed my mind and I guess my soul, if you want to say that, freed it up somewhat, so I could go, okay, now I think I can dive headfirst into my creative mindset or my creative activities, like a book, like learning how to draw better, or taking time out to learn and hone my skills a bit more, right? And doing YouTube, right? These videos, like, I miss uploading stuff. I miss having these conversations and putting them out there. Whether people watch them or not, I don't really care, right? I had that attitude of the last video, and I got 4 times the views that I normally did, right? Because it just so happens to have been a hot topic that week. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? You got to turn up. Like I said last week, you just got to turn up and do it, right? I'm not saying I'm a massive success. I'm far from it. I'm not having an ego here. I'm just like, well, I have a bit of clarity in my mind, and I think I might speak to it for those who might need to hear it or might want to have that conversation, or, they value my opinion for some reason. So I'm going to put it out there. And if it helps someone, just take that little step, right? Just do it. Maybe start your own channel, get your own socials. I don't know. Just start whatever it is and put your creative out there. Right, a lot of other people are. Some other people will shoot you down for it too. I just saw some chatter online today about, we think the best times are behind us, as far as social media and YouTube and content creation and all that kind of stuff. And look, in some ways, I believe that. Like, I think that boom period, it's done, it's over. But think of it a different way. There's all these people that have boomed these platforms, right? They've been successful. They've built these platforms, but the platforms are still there, and there's more people than ever that are on there, and that's growing every day, right? People will cycle out. People will tune out. New people will come in, right? They're there. I don't think they're going to go anywhere. YouTube's too big to fail, I think, at this point. There's no other competitor out there for it. No one has the financial backing, let alone the facility to maintain a service like YouTube than Google, right? So use the tools that are available to you, right? No one will find you for years probably, right? Until they do, right? It's a big world out there, a big planet, a big infrastructure, a big network. But you just have to keep turning up and make people know that you're there. And when you do turn up, just be yourself. I did read another article that rings true with me, where more and more people who are savvy these days to this kind of environment are more and more looking for authenticity, right? Or they're getting over the flashiness, the high budget stuff, the fakeness, like the selling, right? That it feels like that everybody's selling themselves, right? That everybody's not being themselves. They're just trying to be like a super elevated version of themselves. And a night sound might sound a bit hypocritical, because I just started this video just showing you my websites, and hey, I ordered some shirts for myself, and plugging my book, and but I'm just telling you what I'm doing. That's all I'm doing, right? And I'm going to put it out there to see if anybody's interested, right? I'm not sitting here going in a super elevated voice of like, hey everybody, like I'm not doing anything like that, because I hate it. I can't stand it. It's not for me. It never was for me, right? But again, those people are successful, so whatever's working for them, good on you. I'm not gonna make a mess on your bed in spite of you, right? So, but I want to do things my way, and I can only be myself. I don't want to do this and feel fake, and it is what it is. I'm getting too old for that, right? Again, if any of you who are watching have any inkling to what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you've got kids, and you hear them borrowing your phone and watching the kind of content they're watching, and it's also super elevated and hyperactive, it's attention grabbing, all that kind of stuff. I'm good. I like to have a authentic conversation and listen to some authentic person voicing their opinions. I don't want to be advertised all the time and marketed to. So there's a lot of out there. There's you might call it a niche now, but it's out there, right? Like some of the biggest channels on the platform now are conversational platforms, podcasts, if you want to call it that, obviously. They're out there. Everybody's got one, right? So there's always an audience there. They just have to find you, but you've got to be there. Like I like to talk about games, right? Gaming and comics and stuff and movies, right? And I've deviated from that because of the environment. It just got really toxic, and I don't want to get involved in the toxicity. It's just boring to me now. Like, yeah, I might watch some of it just to catch up on what their narrative is going on. What some of the bad shows are, what the jokes are, like Star Wars. I watched the first episode of Acolyte, and it was atrocious, and I just decided not to watch the rest of the show. And just hearing the conversation around it, it's laughable, right? Just keeping up with it and seeing how Disney's reacting to it, and the stock price dropping, and the emergency board meetings, and Bob Iger. Bob Iger's, he's under a lot of pressure now because he's lost Disney $4 billion or something like that, because no one's buying what they're putting out anymore, like from Marvel and Star Wars and Lucasfilm and Doctor Who, like all these major properties and franchises that have alienated their entire fan base. And you wonder why they're losing money. You wonder why the audience isn't turning up anymore, and the audience that they're pandering to, there's either not enough of them, but even they don't want it by the sounds or by the looks, because, how do you lose $4 billion? Well, that's because you're pandering to an audience that isn't there, right? Or that isn't enough for your return, right? To say it one way. So I anticipate that as the pendulum swings back the other way, where, businesses like Disney, because they are businesses, they don't owe us anything, they'll start turning back to the masses, right? they'll start going, oh God, we need to start making content that the vast majority of people want to see and want to sit through, instead of being insulted by or accused or whatever, being read their rights of some kind of message that they have no interest in, right? So I look forward to that time when movies aren't about agendas and messaging anymore, and they're just good. It's good fun, good action flicks. They might have a positive message in there. They're not pandering to you. They're not pushing an agenda onto you. It'd be great. Like, I wish Marvel, like since Endgame, they're on top of the world. I wonder what it would have looked like if Marvel continued in the direction that they were already in, right? Imagine that, being on top of the world and just maintaining that level. How excellent would that be? But then they decided to oversaturate with a lot of bad product that nobody likes, right? People say they liked it. I think it's because they were just still on that high of like, this is still good, right? It's not as good as Endgame, but it's still good, right? But I think more and more people are waking up to the fact of the last 5 years and just tuning out, because the numbers, that's what they say. That's what the number says. The numbers show it. The data shows it. And the critics, you got to be joking. Like, the critics, it's their bread and butter. So of course they're going to say they love it, because they want their access. They want to be able to get their foot in the door still. They want to lick those boots so they can still have that access to the content and the press screenings and, the contacts and all that kind of stuff, right? Whereas just someone like me, and there's many millions of others out there that have the same perspective, they got their own channels, they got their own platforms and whatnot, but they're not ingrained. They're not in that space. They don't owe anything to anyone, and they just speak the truth, right? They'll just be honest, because they don't have a fear of saying something that no one wants to hear, right? Or that they don't have a fear of saying something what Disney doesn't want to hear. Sorry, if I'm looking at my phone, I'm just doing this because it's getting close to time where I need to book something. Not being rude, but I've got to book something in like 30 seconds. So I'm just getting ready in order to book it. So just bear with me here. And my humble apologies. I didn't realize what the time was. I still have to work on that, by the way, getting used to organizing myself around hours of the day, but it's a Sunday, and I've only got limited amount of time because I want to go out and have some dinner with my wife. And I guess while I'm on that, I'll just say I have to be very, very, very thankful and appreciative to my wife, who's expressed a lot of ongoing understanding and compassion in regards to me wanting to meet my creative endeavors, and I just nailed it. I just booked what I needed to just then on time, just multitasking. I'm quite good at it, obviously. But yeah, thanks to my wife. And if you have someone supportive in your world, remind them that you're appreciative of them and say thank you. Because, I've had this conversation with my wife of like, hey, look, if I want to do this, it's going to take time. And that means that's time that we don't spend together. But, I obviously need to keep mindful of that. I need to make time, to spend with my wife, because I love my wife. And, she's a big part of me being able to do this, because I don't need to worry about other things in the household and all that kind of stuff, where I can spend a whole afternoon or a whole day or a whole weekend lately just working on stuff, right? And I guess a little bit of behind the scenes stuff. This is a small office, a small room, and there's a little space behind me here we got a beanbag, like this really nice big beanbag for my wife, so we can throw it around the place and move it easily. And so we can move it in here, and she can sit there, play some games or something behind me here while I'm working on my stuff. We can still spend time together. Put some music on, and she can just be playing games on her, like streaming her Xbox or playing some retro games on her phone on a handheld solution. It's just nice. Like, it's nice to be able to still spend time together, and we can still talk and enjoy each other's company while we're just both doing something, right? So try not to neglect who you have in your life, and show the appreciation and make the exceptions where you need to. It's very important because if you want to be successful, it's easier I won't say it's easier if you're on your own. It's you can still achieve stuff on your own. Believe me, you can still do that. But if you do have someone there to support you while you're going through your endeavors, it just makes things a lot easier to know that someone's in your corner, and you have someone to celebrate with when the wins happen, right? So, just a mental note for me, but also just to put it out there, if you're in the similar boat that I'm in, and you're spending a lot of time, investing a lot of time in your own endeavors, just remember to take some time out to thank those around you for their patience and understanding, right? Because when something hits off, like, you want people around you to celebrate with, and to pick you up, obviously, when the fails happen, because they will. But yeah, look, I've just been speaking for 25 minutes here, just about life and my perspective on it. Haven't even gotten to the game talk yet. So, look, I might do another video after this and actually get into some video game talk and some comic book stuff, or just my general thoughts on what the next 6 months are for the gaming industry and the game releases. You would have seen, well, some people did, my live streams, the Xbox one and the Summer Games Fest that happened recently. If you've been all involved in that, you probably watched those yourselves or caught all the news already. But the Nintendo Direct happened a few days ago as well, and there was some big reveals on there too. So yeah, I just had to say, if you're not aware, I'm on another podcast. It's about gaming. It's called Are You Game? It's the Are You Game podcast. A podcast about nothing and everything. I think is a tagline. Hopefully I got that right. Just off the top of my head. But yeah, I'm with those guys as well. They're a great bunch of guys. Hilarious. I've had many laughs with them. And many interesting conversations too. Really, they're all very insightful. They've all got their own educated opinions too on stuff, and it's funny at the same time. So do yourself a favor and check them out, and check us out, check that podcast out. It's great. We do it every fortnight, and they've just had a big win for them. I know there's a few of them that are a massive fan of a game creator that they just interviewed Saturday morning that I wasn't available for, but yeah, it's fine. Like, I'm not aware of what that game is. I haven't played it. I'm not aware of who that developer is or who that individual is. So I think they would have had a better experience without me on there anyway, so they could just focus on, they all know that stuff with that particular thing. So I'm looking forward to listening to it myself. I'll be the outsider on that one, so that'll be cool. But yeah, check them out. I retweet and share them on my socials anyway. If you follow me, so you've probably seen me share it on there. I'll link it below as well. So I do get a chance to still talk about gaming related stuff on that. But I don't get to speak about everything. So I still do some here as well, and I still plan to do things here too. And also, just I want to do some other random videos, top 5 or top 10, best weapons in pop culture or something like that. I know there's a lot out there, but I want to do mine because it's fun to think about it. And I think I'll have some not so popular ones in there that might be a bit interesting. But yeah, so I'll do that. I know I said I was going to start talking about some game stuff, but I think I might leave it for a separate video for later in the week when I get a bit of spare time. But again, speaking about being thankful about things, I'm going to wrap this up and be thankful for my wife and go spend some time with her on this Sunday afternoon before I go to work in the morning. And look, I just have to reiterate all of that. I hope you got something out of this. I'm just sharing my views as I think of them during this process, this creative process, and hopefully it may help others out there just hearing some of it or just knowing that they're not alone in this kind of thing. There's a lot of self-help stuff out there, but I don't want to say I'm a self-help person. All I'm doing is sharing my experience as I'm doing it, right? And I kind of wish I had something like that happening at the time. With other things that I've been doing in life. So join me in my own journey as I get some of my own creative endeavors realized, and who knows what will come of it. I was joking with my wife earlier, about, hey, look, maybe if I get this book done and it finds a crowd and that gets shared with their kids, and who knows if it hits. I'm having fun with it. I'm being very realist, but it's just fun to talk about, what if, plushies and another book next year, and t-shirts and board games and all that kind of stuff, and build out the world some more with maybe hire someone to do some animatics that I don't have time to do, and make it into something, right? And maybe then I might be freed enough to focus on another endeavor and another book and do a Kickstarter or something like that, and try and live off my art, right? That'll be the dream. That's the dream of every artist, is to sustain themselves, or set themselves up off their own art, and that people enjoy what they're doing. People in the world appreciate what they put out, and I want to give more than just another YouTube channel. Right? When I was talking about the authenticity before, it's like, what do I bring? What can I bring? And what I can bring is not only my own insight, my own thoughts, but my own creative products, right? My own books, my own characters, my own artistic brain, and my own creative space, right? I can bring that, right? And whether people like it or not, whatever. But I'm just kind of speaking out loud. That's where I'm going. Right? I think it's a good place to be. Not thinking about work all the time, but thinking about me and what I need to do for myself, for my wife, for my creative self, and getting some personal rewards and some personal achievements on the board finally after all these years of not putting myself forward, right? You can do that too. All right. Cool. All right. I'll promise the next one. Hey, I've had a good cadence here. Like the last few videos, it's been like a random virtual pet review that did like 5 or 6 times better than most uploads I do. I did some live streams of some gaming events. Then I did, the Be the Change You Want to See video, and saying about my book, and then that did really well. So I'm just going to do this one, and then I'll go back to talking about something a bit more game related and pop culture stuff, and just mix it up a little bit, and I'll see how we go. So I've changed my banner to I'll upload weekly, right? I'm not going to say what night or what day anymore, because I don't like to tie myself down like that around life. So you'll just see me upload whenever I choose to upload during the week. It'll be once a week at least, or more than once a week. But I'm just not going to commit to a Monday or Wednesday or Thursday or whatever, right? Or a weekend, but whenever I can do it. So happy to have you all here, if you are still here, and tell your friends. The more the merrier. All good. Cool. All right. As we wrap this up, I thank you for your time and including me in your day. Obviously, time is the most important thing that you can't get back. So thank you for taking any minutes out of your day to listen to me. Feel free to check out my website, unclechan.com and koalaink.com. You'll see that being updated over the weeks coming. And I can't wait to show you the shirts that I've ordered for myself. I'll show them, and hopefully they're good, because I might order myself some more. I'll wear my own stuff if no one else will. Cool. All right. In the meantime, to all I won, and may the power protect you. Obviously, yes. Oh God, I screwed that up at the end. Hey, all right. See you later.